So while I'm at work, we're talking about, working with like people's financial accounts and stuff. It's very tempting sometimes when a number gets mentioned to just say, "That's number Wang," just in
I
the
know.
middle of class.
I know. England's gone through that phase.
Sorry, did you say 6?
That's number Wang.
Are you getting this bass? Are you hearing that thumping?
No, didn't even know there
Because
was.
it sounds like somebody is like slapping my head. I've also turned off the noise cancellation on my end, so.
I'm gonna make a coffee.
Here are today's judges, Glenn Rome Twin Romer and TJ Pownell on the Fantasy Tournament Game Show where anything can happen, anyone can win, and you never know who will show up next. It's anyone's game! Woo! I'm your host, Rob Bourgeois. Let's get this train wreck spinning. So, one at a time, I'm going to give you a list of 4 characters, teams, or celebrities. Pick the one you want to see compete. The rest get tossed aside into the cauldron of maybe next time. If you don't know who they are, don't like them, or just don't want to pick them, that's fine. You can get a replacement. You can ditch them for 3 replacements, then double ditch for 2, and then get a last ditch for just 1 that you're stuck with. You also each have 1 eject button that you get to use. If you end up with a last ditch that you really, really don't want, you may use this eject button and give yourself a full new slate of 4. You can only do this once per tournament.
New things at this point of the game? We've only
New
got
things
2
at
more
this point of the
tournaments after
game.
this.
Actually, no, I think we have 3.
We've only got 3 more tournaments. That's 4. We've only got...
Anyway, once your character's been chosen, we stick them on the wheel, we spin the wheel, and then stick them wherever it lands. If your spin results in a match, we draw the contest randomly out of the other bucket, and then we get to argue about who wins. Any questions so far?
Nope. All's fair in anyone's game.
I don't actually anticipate that we will use the eject button.
Now that I know about it, I'm probably going to use it.
So our previous champion, Diddy Kong, is sitting at the top of the wheel. He's going to be our 32nd and final contestant of the day. To demonstrate how this picking process works, I'm going to take our first selection now. I've got Leggett Damar from Star Trek Deep Space Nine, Dr. Neo Cortex from Crash Bandicoot, Queen Daenerys Targaryen from Game of Thrones, or the dog from Duck Hunt. So I'm going to pick Dr. Neo Cortex, give that a spin.
You got the best Cortex, Twin Sanity. Great game.
All right, so he goes right there and awaits his opponent. And before we get into the rest of the selection, let's go over the basic rules. First up, we're assuming that the players want to win, but not that they need to win. Second, no matter the events of the previous match, players enter the new match at 100%. Third, players who are known for carrying gear at all times will have their standard loadout for all contests. Fourth, cheaters get disqualified. We always catch them, rendering the contest moot, like teleporting out of an escape room or converting chess to a fistfight is cheating. Fifth, players are given several hours of preparation time before each match, during which they are explained the rules in a way they'd understand. Let's move on. Gwen, you've got Puss in Boots from Shrek, Mayor Pauline from Super Mario, Totoro from My Neighbor Totoro, or the Queen of Hearts from Alice in Wonderland.
Holy shit, that's a great selection. Puss in Boots.
All right, TJ, you've got Angus MacGyver from MacGyver, Peter Parker from Spider-Man, Proton John, the Let's Player and streamer, or Lieutenant Commander Montgomery Scott from Star Trek the Original Series.
Oh my god, they're all technically savvy. I have not seen Angus MacGyver up there yet. Oh. Oh. Well, that was anyone's game.
Where'd it go? Which way did it go?
I don't know.
Which way did it go, George?
How did
it fell.
the pointer came
No,
off?
it broke.
Oh shit.
It broke off.
No.
He's built
Watch
it.
this.
in a way that he can just pluck it off.
Oh.
Diddy has to move. That
and
comes
fall on
out.
the floor.
Diddy's running away.
Now he's in a cart. Now he's throwing barrels. Did he ever throw barrels, or was that just Donkey Kong?
Yeah, no, he did. Well,
Diddy
so I'm
throws
actually
barrels
replaying-
in Donkey Kong Country.
I'm currently replaying Donkey Kong Country 2 right now on my Switch, which has been very fun.
Yeah.
Currently at the carnival section, I believe. That's where it's getting hard. I'm like, damn
Yeah.
it. Now I have to use the rewind because I'm a big baby.
Yeah, it's actually kind of sad how fantastic Diddy's games were, and how little attention he's getting these days.
He was only in like a little scene in the movie as well. It's replaced, hooray! Like it never
Yep.
happened, but it definitely did.
So I'll have to figure out how to recycle that later, because that's two different kinds of plastic.
What you could do
Alright.
is when you start doing live shows again, if they ever come off, you could like give them to people as like.
Yeah, I could technically just like I could turn this over, autograph it, and then
Let's not go that far.
Yeah.
But but yeah,
well, you know, it's
as a souvenir, they could have it.
yeah, a souvenir. Exactly.
This is when I got this when it was just playing in conventions. Now it's on TV,
Yeah, exactly.
and TJ's super famous.
Woo, TJ.
Yay! He's the best
All
bit because
right.
he's silly, has stupid
So,
hair.
Gwen, would you like Master Chief from Halo, Mario from Super Mario, Nick Wilde from Zootopia, or Wacko Warner from the Animaniacs?
You got some good ones. Wacko. I don't think it. Have you seen Wacko in the show yet? I don't think so.
I
Wacko's been up there, I believe.
think so.
Oh, yeah, it's
TJ, you can look that up. He's number 165.
I was totally
Wait,
wearing...
again?
Oh.
What?
Oh, we have a fault.
We've got a problem here, guys.
Oh.
Again!
I'm sorry.
That was a new
Is
one.
it cold? Is it cold? Like, is that the problem here? What in the world? That was highly unexpected. Uh-oh.
Did your spine just break?
This fell in the bucket of contestants.
Okay.
Diddy's
What is
gone.
Oh, come on.
Diddy's back in the bucket.
Hang on. We're making
Found Diddy.
progress. Hooray!
Diddy, yeah. Woo.
Now fix the
Get his
wheel.
ass.
Yeah, now fix the wheel.
TJ,
This
you were
is-
saying me and... Oh, I'm so sorry.
This is dumb.
Hmm.
This is dumb.
You don't like what you're doing.
Well, it's dumb that I had to replace two already.
TJ, you were saying me and Mike have a lot of similarities, or stale. May I hear some of those?
You've got you talk the same.
Oh, sure.
You've
Like
red
red voice
hair.
or like...
red. Yes, you both got red hair.
No, we have brown hair.
It looks red.
I'm a-
It looks red
It
in the
doesn't look
camera.
red. No, it doesn't look red.
Dude,
It does.
oh.
That isn't something that I said. You're trying to incriminate me now.
No. It looks red in the camera.
I am a brunette, I swear to God. Was
It's
it?
fair. That's what I'd say. It's a fair brown. But yeah, just
I
saying
mean,
that
I got
it's
brown hair.
very similar.
Doesn't look
to-
anywhere near like that.
Oh, you
That
you
was
have
it.
brown
I was just like it was fun because I didn't.
Yeah.
It just felt like speak to someone I already knew.
All right.
Aw.
Yeah.
So Wacko Warner.
Yeah. Careful.
All right, TJ. You've got Lady Bo from Paper Mario, Tom Servo from Mystery Science Theater 3000, Sweeney Todd from Sweeney Todd, the Demon Barber of Fleet Street, or Jay Darris from Clerks.
I would like to ditch.
Mothra from Godzilla, Yellow, the M&Ms, or two well-fed tribbles from Star Trek the original series.
I seem to remember there was only one. It must be fine. Let's go for the two tribbles.
Gwen, would you like Chell from Portal, 9 volt, 18 volt, and 13 amp from WarioWare, Usami from Danganronpa, or Dream from The Sandman?
I'm gonna go for a ditch.
The Goose from Untitled Goose Game, Speedy Gonzales from Looney Tunes, or Goombario from Paper Mario.
I'm trying to remember if I... Let's do Gumbario, screw it. Let's do Gumbario.
All right, Goombario.
If I ever see that goose again, I'm going to be picking it because I love a mischievous goose.
I was thinking about it. Like I kind of wanted him, but like
Just a goose doing goose things, being an
a lot of
asshole.
them. I was about to say they're dicks, dude. We got some like right out of the church over here.
Grab him by the neck. That's what you do. And then
All right,
pat it.
TJ, you've got Michael Scott from The Office, U.S. version. Abe from Oddworld. Little John from Robin Hood Men in Tights. Or Odie from Garfield.
Let's ditch again.
I would have gone Abe.
I was never a fan of Abe.
Ah,
He sort of
fair.
creeped me out as a kid. So
Professor Hubert J. Farnsworth from Futurama. Parthenax from The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. Or Crazy Dave from Plants vs. Zombies.
Hubert J. Farnsworth.
Yes!
Good news, everyone! Professor Hubert J. Farnsworth versus Angus MacGyver in a gubernatorial campaign. They are running for
Google.
governor. Who is getting elected?
Good news, everyone. Just like he only has good news ever.
Good news, everyone. The
Good
votes are
news,
in.
everyone! It's never good news.
Oh,
Perfect politician.
is that his fatal flaw? It's never good news, old man. Although, considering the current president, he's not too far off.
He's better than the last one.
But then, president of Earth, I think, isn't it?
Nick's. Oh, you know what? I think anyone's better than Nick. Well, I guess not Blondie, but
Anyone's better than Nixon. Well, no, some of them
No.
have more support.
So I know Farnsworth. What do you know about our other guy?
MacGyver.
Basically, he ends up in really tense situations, like held prisoner in various places and has to escape.
What is he? Is he a detective?
I don't know. I don't remember what his specific
Oh, this is going to be fun.
profession
Alexa,
is.
who was MacGyver?
Angus MacGyver is the title character and the protagonist in the TV series MacGyver.
Alexa,
Good question.
who was what? Fuck! Stop! Please stop. Alexa, what was MacGyver's occupation?
MacGyver is espionage.
He was a spy.
He was a spy. Okay. MacGyver? Who's MacGyver?
If he's so into espionage and all that, and kind of knows how, let's say, I don't know, crimes and shit works, then hypothetically he would know a lot about the system and probably want to fix it.
Prime presidential
Possibly,
candidate. I'm willing to give it to
Sure.
MacGyver.
Same, yeah.
Would he have your votes?
Yeah, you know, my vote,
Yeah, I think he could
he's a
MacGyver
bad
his way
motherfucker,
into
you
my
know.
heart.
All right.
Yeah.
Gwen, you've got Tyrion Lannister from Game of Thrones, Kevin French from Mission Hill, Joker from Persona 5, or President Dwayne Camacho from Idiocracy.
Kevin French, baby. Let's get him in there.
Very few people know this show, but the ones who do love it. TJ, would you like the Chipmunks from Alvin and the Chipmunks, Flick from A Bug's Life, Tish Katsufrakis from The Weekenders, or Detective Elisa Maza from Gargoyles?
It's all ditches today.
Thrall from Warcraft, Captain Olimar from Pikmin, or Jim Cuback from Mission Hill.
Ditch again, please.
Crow from Mystery Science Theater 3000, or Snow Miser from The Year Without a Santa Claus.
Absolutely not. Ditch again, please.
Eustace Bagg from Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Go for it.
Or
Yes!
you can hit your eject button.
I'm not hitting my eject button yet.
Gwen, you've got House Carl Lydia from The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim, Ghost Wizard from The Begun of Tigtone, Crichton from Red Dwarf, or an Amazon Echo Dot from Amazon.
Really?
Yo, I'm gonna go for Amazon Echo.
All right, an
I just
Amazon
wanna see
Echo
the-
Dot.
Yeah.
My nemesis.
So it's an Amazon Echo Dot versus Eustace Bagg in orienteering. They have a map and a compass, and they need to get from point A to B to C to D to E. First one to reach point E after having reached the other points first is the winner.
Our little device cannot walk around, but if someone carried it, because this thing can navigate on its own perfectly fine, I'm sure.
It would have to ask someone. It would not be allowed to coerce anyone. And if it managed to do that, yes, that would count.
I think the dot here is fundamentally flawed. If it used its own GPS, which I'm not sure it completely has, that would not be orienteering. It would not be using the tools available to do the orienteering. You've also got to ask it to do these things. If it sits there in front of a map doing nothing, that's also not orienteering.
Damn it. I'm going to argue that like even if it doesn't have a GPS, it would at least know like, okay, where is this place in relation to that place, right? So if I were to say, how far is San Francisco from New York, it could tell me, right? So with that logic, it would know where to go. Whereas Eustace, I think, would just lose his patience. Just like,
I suppose an internal map is still a map. Alexa, do you have GPS?
From ricksteves.com. Yes, many rental cars now come with an installed GPS.
That's not what I asked you.
Alexa, do Amazon Echo Dots come with GPS?
According to an Alexa Answers contributor. Yes.
And she's a robot, so she's not fallible.
Unfortunately, we have no idea what question it thought it was answering. There's no context at all. It's just, yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
no follow-up. I'll take it.
Yes? Okay.
So it would be able to figure out how to get there, wouldn't necessarily get there. And I think it's the first person there. Even if Eustace did get absolutely lost, it would still get there.
And if neither of them get there within 2 weeks, we can just go with whoever got farthest.
2 weeks?
I think.
So
2 weeks.
Someone might accidentally pick it up and take it there.
It would have to go to the other points first.
I feel like in some weird episode of Courage, he'd find this thing, and out of spite of Eustace, would take it to
what
his
he'd be doing is he'd be packing his bag, right, to do the orienteering, pick up what looks like a can of tuna, put it in his bag, right? And then later on, he's got a tin opener, he's trying to open it, just sparks coming out of it, damn thing, put it back in the bag, takes it, trips over, the bag falls in front of him. Amazon Alexa gets there first. It's a stretch, I know.
What do you think, Gwen? You want to allow this?
But it would happen.
This sounds like nonsense to me, but...
It sounds a little bit like nonsense to me. I feel like, okay, considering the game, I feel like if you're in the Olympics where, like, let's say, you don't have legs or whatever, don't they give you something in order to compete fairly? I think in this case, it is perfectly fair that our Echo Dot gets some assistance.
Some robot legs.
But that assistance, however, is coming in the form of its opponent, who has actually done the orienteering without the Dot's input.
All right.
So do we want to count it? Does it matter that the Dot reaches first? Or does it matter that Eustace actually, did the hard work?
In that case, okay, I'll give it to Eustace, because, ultimately it takes a lot more effort than a computer just being like, bing, we got it.
I'm going to say that Alexa is going to be doing it.
Really?
Okay, so...
Wow!
Because I have a broad imagination, and I think that's exactly what would happen.
So then it's up to me to break the tie, and I'm going to go with Eustace.
Stupid Dot!
As funny as it is, yeah. Stupid Dot! TJ, you've got Newt from Aliens, Asterix from Asterix, Static Shock from Static Shock, or Keanu from Keanu.
Is that a cat?
That's a cat. That's a kitten, even.
I don't know anything about Keanu, but it's a cat. Let's go for the cat.
Having said what you just said, you pretty much know who this is.
It's a cat. Cat's a cat.
It's a cat.
Yeah.
Cats do cat
TJ,
things.
have you seen Mongrels?
I have, yes. It's amazing.
Oh, that just reminded me of what's his name? The big cat.
Force field.
Force field? Oh, force field. 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 Force field.
Oh, hello there. It's actually glass.
I get who you
What are
mean.
you talking about?
English things.
It's an English thing.
It's Keanu versus Puss in Boots, and the contest is house cleaning.
Puss being already athletic. I mean, cats are kind of athletic already, but kind of an advantage. You can just go.
Well,
do
one
shit real
thing's for
quickly.
sure: Keanu can clean the counter.
Yeah, but
Can't you? Oh no, I think they're for babies. There are those sort of suits that you can put on a baby. It looks like a mop, and as they're crawling around, they're just scooping up dirt and stuff like that. Because that's definitely what you want to do with a baby.
That's child labor.
It is, yeah. Could the
they're doing the thing anyway. Why not?
The same be said for cats? Could you put one of them?
Oh,
on a cat?
you know what?
It's not like you're making them crawl around when they wouldn't already.
I'm gonna give it a Puss again because so this other cat we're talking about. Does this cat have like, I guess, autonomy in the same way that like Puss does?
Maybe an insatiable need to clean.
Although he doesn't look at explosions. They actually had him do some of his stunts, and some of them involved explosions. And they were saying it turns out kittens are like natural action stars. So it's a movie about these two guys who adopt a kitten, and then this kitten gets abducted by like a mobster and held for ransom, and they go on like a rampage to rescue him.
The cat's not so much. I mean, the cat's a MacGuffin.
The
more
cat's
than
a
anything.
plot device. Yeah, Puss in Boots is more humanoid. He'd probably be more aware of the dangers of dirt and will probably want to clean more, and probably does. He cleans up the room of ruffians and other stuff. I don't know. What does he do? He's Puss in Boots. Go for it. I can't be asked with this one.
Yeah, he fights.
He's your favorite fearless hero, of course.
Dude, okay, so we were I was hosting a convention party, right? And we were watching Puss in Boots, but the issue was, like, everybody came late, so, like, we saw the intro, like, who's your favorite fearless hero, like, 6 times. So now every time I hear that song, it will get stuck in my head.
You have to keep restarting the DVD.
We had to keep restarting it, yes.
Oh,
it was
no.
annoying.
I'm going for
One
Puss.
thing that always gets stuck in my head
Puss.
is
Puss.
the counting song from Sesame Street that they would play with the pinball sequence.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
12!
That's a classic.
Gwen, would you like Sir Bronn of the Blackwater from Game of Thrones, Miss Scarlet from Clue, Matilda Wormwood from Matilda, or Fitzsimmons from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Okay, I was hoping it was that Matilda. Yes, I want Matilda.
I'm big, you're small. Something, which is ironic because it's Danny DeVito saying it.
I wonder what Mara Wilson is doing these days.
She's like a writer now, right? Or something like that. What is
She
Mara
did like
Wilson?
a little bit of acting like early on. Apparently her mom died during the filming, and so Danny and his wife stepped up and like helped her a lot, despite their portrayal on the movie as being horrible parents. They're like some of the nicest people ever.
I just also found out, oh, sorry.
Wow, that was a brilliant magic trick.
Thank you.
Did you see that?
Did you know?
It flashed and just vanished.
Yeah, it's just
Thank you. She is cousins with Elon Musk.
oh no.
Okay.
I'm so sorry, Mara.
Oh yeah, she despises him apparently.
TJ, you've got Kit Cloudkicker from Tailspin, Little Mac from Punch-Out, Animal from The Muppets, or Beaker from The Muppets.
Beaker!
It's Beaker versus 2 well-fed Tribbles. I think they might have a chance here. It's a try not to laugh challenge.
Oh, come on!
Wait, can he laugh? Can Beaker laughing?
I don't think he can even smile.
I think Beaker can laugh.
I'm trying to even think of an instance where he has like. Oh, so I don't know anything about the other two. Unfortunately, I'm sorry, guys.
It's Tribbles. It's
Tribbles.
the little fuzzy things from Star Trek.
They
just sit there and coo and eat and reproduce.
That's it.
Oh,
They
bunnies.
are
Space
born
bunnies.
pregnant. It's just a continuous cycle of popping one out, another one comes out, another one comes out, another one comes out. And I'm fairly certain the first time we had it, there was only one. Now it's 2. I'm telling you, we've got some dangerous territory to tread here.
I think Beaker would laugh, honestly.
I think so as well. He sounds like he's laughing. Ish.
Sometimes, yeah.
Ish.
It's hard for him to emote because his mouth is just naturally in this elongated frown.
Yeah, but so am I.
But, if he smiles, the corners come up a little bit.
Ooh, I'm gonna make an argument for his like laughing too. Is that like in Dexter's Laboratory when you get Mandark laughing, just even when he's like brushing his teeth, it's like What kind of a laugh?
Oh yeah, they
You could-
did a
you
whole
could-
episode of Dexter's Lab where everything followed that cadence.
So I'd
Okay.
say with Baker, anything could be whatever with him. So I'd say, nah, he's laughing.
All right, so that sounds like 2 votes for the Tribbles.
I think it is. Yeah.
All right. Okay, Gwen.
Yeah.
Would you like Jamie Heineman from Mythbusters,
Ooh.
Zack and Cody Martin from The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, Arsène Lupin III from Lupin III, or Nigel and Marianne Thornberry from The Wild Thornberries?
You know what? The Thornberries. Let's go with it.
TJ, you've got Skull from Persona 5, Eek from Eek the Cat, Yushu Lien from Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, or Christine Kachansky from Red Dwarf.
Christine Kachansky, please.
All right, Gwen, would you like Goliath from Gargoyles, Bam Bam Rubble from The Flintstones, Three Dog from Fallout 3, or Grant Imahara from Mythbusters?
Bam Bam.
Bam Bam Rubble versus Wacko Warner. Modeling. So
Ooh.
basically, this is like a fashion photo shoot, and they have to wear various outfits. And unfortunately, one of them is a baby, so
Yeah.
maybe
You
we
could
should
even-
just kind of like give this one to Wacko and move right along.
Not
Yeah, I'm
necessarily.
cool with
There was a version of the Flintstones where they were older.
They were older, but this isn't that version. This is this is little Bam Bam.
In which case, let's not perpetuate the horrible thing of putting kids in that situation.
All right,
Ours.
Wacko Warner moves on. TJ, you've got Lois Lane from Superman, LeBron James, the basketball player, Toad from Super Mario, or Blinky from Pac-Man.
Ditch, please.
Bill Overbeck from Left 4 Dead, Officer Judy Hopps from Zootopia, or the Ice King from Adventure Time.
Ditch again, please.
Rick O'Connell from The Mummy, or Captain Hook from Disney's Peter Pan.
Ditch.
Magneto from X-Men.
Oh, we just
Or-
avoided it. We just
Yeah?
avoided an eject. That was a good sentence
Okay.
I said just then. Oh, come on!
Magneto versus Christine Kachansky. Bowling. I don't know what is going on with these things, but the first one lasted like 500 spins. The second one broke on the first spin, and then this one took like 10. I don't
Jeez.
get it.
don't know, Christy.
Do bowling balls contain metal?
Alexa, do bowling balls
Yes.
contain metal?
I do.
Here's something I found on the web. According to everything2.com, a bowling ball will never have any metal or metallic substance included in it.
Because
Really?
they are biased against the mutants.
Okay, how about a bowling pin?
They're made of wood, aren't they? Or plastic? Alexa, do bowling pins contain metal?
From CherokeeObserver.org. Some pins are made of metal, others are made of plastic, and some are made of rubber.
So, there is the possibility that Magneto might be able to cheat here by either locking a pin in place for Christine,
Just all
or
stuck.
when he knocks his own over, spinning one and like using it to knock over the others.
I know
That's
for a
cheating.
fact...
Either way, he would be disqualified.
Okay.
So we can
Yeah.
choose to either let him be able to do this and trust him not to, or we can just use the plastic and rubber pins instead.
I know for a fact that the mechanism to set up the pins again definitely contains metal. So he
That
could
does,
just
yes.
hold it so it never sets up her pins again and he could just keep on bowling. But that would be cheating.
That would be cheating.
He has no way of affecting any of the aspects of this game by the sound of it. So it's just down to skill then, isn't it?
Is Magneto actually like physically skilled? Does he have any reason to be?
Isn't he like an old
There's
guy?
metal in almost everything.
I don't think he has a reason not to. Just that he
I mean,
does
he
use
can-
his
he can
power
just-
a lot.
I don't know anything about Magneto other than his powers. I
That's
know you're
pretty
more
much
than.
his personality, isn't it? He is Magneto. He is evil, and he has the power to rip
He's
all
not
of the iron out of your
necessarily
body.
Evil. He's just definitely bigoted against regular people. But considering like how he grew up, that's understandable.
I would consider that evil. Christine Kachansky, the one that we see, the one that's in this, is she's from an alternate dimension where Dave Lister was not the one who went into suspended animation for 3 million years. She did. So it would stand to reason that she had full reign over Red Dwarf, this big 5-mile long mining vessel, which has all sorts of different facilities, very likely also having a bowling alley for entertainment purposes. So she's probably pretty good at bowling.
I'll take your word for it. I like those odds. Yeah.
Would you use this same line of reasoning for Lister?
Yes, because they'd basically just swapped roles. Lister would have been the one.
So they have a fairly they have reason to be well coordinated because they are constantly dealing with absurd threats and they are surviving. On the other hand, Magneto, like, hardly anything can get close to him unless he wants it to. He has very little reason to engage in a whole lot of physical activity, despite what his comic book art would suggest.
Actually, I don't think she'd be very good at it, but then I don't think he'd be very good at it either. So it's just put it down to chance. Who is the least crap?
I'd say her. I mean, again, Magneto. Let's not think about his metal powers for a second. He's an old guy. Like, I don't think he's trying to like lift the bowling
He's very
ball.
old, but he's also generally drawn as like a huge in shape guy.
Crap. I was thinking of the movie.
Sure, but like there's also
Ian
the
McKellen.
comic book interpretation
He's a wizard.
to look at, because like in the movie, nobody looks like their
No, they look
their
real.
comic book counterparts. They look like people. They look like real people.
I'm going to give it to Christine Kachansky.
Okay.
Through
Gwen?
experience.
All right. 2 votes for Christine, and away we go. Gwen, you've got Vanellope von Schweetz from Wreck-It Ralph, Banjo and Kazooie from Banjo-Kazooie, Carl from Llamas with Hats, or Oral Puppington from Moral Oral.
Penelope would have more personality to work off of, so I'm gonna go with her.
I don't know. Have you heard Kazooie?
Crap. There is
She is a major smartass.
You know what? You sold me. Yeah.
Kazooie frequently snarks in the face of death.
Yes. She's great. I am so sorry for that. I am going to like figure out a different
It's all right.
headset situation. I'll get some.
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Even if you put it back normally, it's just something I'm going to have to sort out later. It's all right. We're not even acknowledging it anymore. It's just how the game goes.
TJ, would you like Senator Eric Matthews from Boy Meets World, Brooklyn from Gargoyles, Abu from Disney's Aladdin, or Max from Flight of the Navigator?
Abu. Just let it run.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take this off, and I'm going to get a replacement. I'm going to install it a little bit higher.
Gonna put it high enough so it's not a problem. Okay.
Gwen, would you like Captain Hammer from Dr. Horrible's sing-along blog, Prince Zuko from Avatar: The Last Airbender, Jed Clampett from the Beverly Hillbillies, or Britta Perry from Community?
I was gonna go with Zuko, but I love Community. Britta.
Oh, the wheel doesn't sound well now.
TJ, you've got Principal Peter Prickly from Recess, Reese from Malcolm in the Middle, Rolf from Ed, Edd and Eddy, or Officer Bonkers D. Bobcat from Bonkers?
Go for Bonkers.
Gwen, would you like Mung Daal from Chowder, Dewey from Malcolm in the Middle, the Venture Brothers from The Venture Brothers, or Hawkeye from Hawkeye?
Dewey. Let's get Dewey in there.
All right, Dewey versus Dr. Neocortex. Speed typing.
Oh.
I think that would
Neo.
be
Both
Cortex.
be amazing at that.
He's
I think
got
that
all
would
those.
definitely have to be Cortex because he's constantly like, building something and then like programming it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Dewey also has the knack to just do shit by accident. So I feel like he's just like, oh, no big deal. I'm just doing this thing.
He's a very good piano player. So
That
maybe
is
he's
a very different kind of keyboard,
got
though.
the dexterity to maybe do it, but I'm still going to give it to Cortex because he does the typing. He types.
You're right. He does the typing. You're right. Oh, Crash Bandicoot.
TJ?
No.
Yeah.
Would you like Mary Jane Watson from Spider-Man, Elmer Fudd from Looney Tunes, Duncan MacLeod from Highlander, or Rarity from My Little Pony: Friendship is Magic?
Oh, ditch.
Tigtone from The Begun of Tigtone, Harold McGrady V from Total Drama, or Ozzy Osbourne, the musician?
Ditch again, please.
April Ludgate from Parks and Recreation, or Robin of Locksley from Robin Hood Men in Tights?
Ditch again. Not having a good day with the ditches today.
Yeah, sorry, buddy.
Usually,
All right,
something
here
comes
is
up.
your last ditch. Flintheart Glomgold from DuckTales.
Oh, come on. Burn!
Eject.
Don't let go, Shark Bomb! Don't tell me what to do!
Officer Benjamin Clawhauser from Zootopia, Lindsay from Total Drama, Detective Dick Tracy from Dick Tracy, or Alex Mack from The Secret World of Alex Mack?
Fuck, just put the cheater in. Just terrible choices today.
So, from here on out, it's going to be all matches, but we will get to that momentarily. In the meantime, if you like this show, want to see more, want to see some of the other stuff that we do, such as Flanxiety or Asterism, you can go to raspberrygrenade.games. You can also check us out on Patreon. Please do, and also like and subscribe while you're here.
Links in the description.
Yeah.
Click here.
Yeah. Now, back to the show. Gwen, you've got Jane Cobb from Firefly, Funky Kong from Donkey Kong Country, Muriel Finster from Recess, or Tom Brokaw, the news anchor?
Funky Kong.
As long as he's delivering us a pizza, I'm good with that one.
Hell yeah.
Funky Kong versus Officer Bunkers D. Bobcat in a game of craps.
Craps is I'm so sorry.
What's craps?
It's a gambling game. I believe it involves cards and dice. It might actually just be dice, but you're trying to avoid.
Getting
You're
killed.
trying to avoid rolling sevens. I think you're trying to roll 11s and 8s.
Craps
and
is a
I've
dice
never
game
played.
in which players bet on the outcomes of the roll of a pair of dice. Players can wager money against each other playing street craps or against a bank casino craps. Because it requires little equipment, street craps can be played in informal settings, while shooting craps, players may use slang terminology to place bets and actions. Sounds crap.
This by the way, is where the term crapshoot comes from.
I'm gonna make the argument that, from what I know of Bonkers is like a nervous wreck, right? I feel like Funky Kong would just exude that confidence. Like, it's a luck game. But
Imagine the cinematography on him throwing that if it was in the movie. If you're just throwing dice, just slow motion, twinkling, just...
So TJ, you're kind of leaning toward Funky?
Yeah, he sort of
cinematography
seems
angle?
like the street kind of guy. He's probably played craps, whereas Bonkers is straight shooting.
Bonkers, despite being all over the place, is fairly, straight-laced. Alright, so sounds like 2 votes for Funky, because I see Gwen nodding.
It's nice when you all
Funky
agree.
Kong versus Puss in Boots
Wait,
in
so
a
is it just,
transcontinental car race.
Oh, shit.
Carts!
I mean, yeah.
Carts?
Funky, man.
I mean, he was a mechanic for the events of Donkey Kong Country 3.
He could keep
he
it
built
going.
his own flying plane barrel in Donkey Kong Country 1.
Do we
Yeah.
need to have an argument here?
No, we're good. We're good.
TJ, you've got Millennia, Blade of Miquella from Elden Ring, Baxter from the Meow Mix commercials, the Kool-Aid Man from Kool-Aid, or Fa Mulan from Disney's Mulan.
I don't know who Millennia is, but she's got a fantastic name. Let's go for that one.
Millennia, Blade of Miquella versus Matilda Wormwood, and its pain tolerance.
Oh no.
Millennia is a boss character you fight. She also has one arm.
I don't want to imagine Matilda getting hurt. So no, we're not. I'm not voting for her.
Sounds
Nope.
like Millennia. TJ, would you like Commander Charles Trip Tucker III from Star Trek Enterprise?
Oh, of course I would.
Charlie the Unicorn from Charlie the Unicorn, Link from The Legend of Zelda,
Combo
or
breaker.
Counselor Deanna Troi from Star Trek The Next Generation?
Oh, we could have had a whole list of Charlies there. Trip Tucker, please.
Trip Tucker versus Nigel and Marianne Thornberry in Fetch. Like, it's Fetch. So, like, the rules here are, over the course of 3 hours, who is bringing the stick back more often? Because this is a team of 2, it's a 3-way contest.
Okay.
Trip has to place first in order to win.
Nigel is essentially an animal.
I was gonna
yeah.
say he's a little maniac, just like
He's
Nigel,
very
oh my God,
single-minded. He's like little ditzy little thing going on in there. He'd just go and keep on doing that as much as physically possible.
What fun!
Yeah, that's it.
oh, a joyous time.
You're smashing! Alright, so Nigel and Marianne
Yeah,
then.
I'm gonna say that makes sense to me.
Nigel and Marianne Thornberry versus Dr. Neo Cortex in a civil lawsuit.
Oh shit!
I think Marianne would kind of step up here.
Isn't this a +1? Do they not have to?
No,
do the...
they're like doing a lawsuit at each other.
I think the Thornberrys are going to win this one because Cortex. I mean, God knows how much property damage and everything he's done.
Yeah, he probably would have clear enough grounds to put him in jail.
You know what, Cortex? You shrunk the Earth to the size of like a peanut. You're going to prison, dude.
Straight to jail. Do not pass
Straight to
go.
jail.
TJ, you've got the Wonder Twins from Super Friends, Count Dracula from Dracula, Johnny Test from Johnny Test, or Foaming Mouth Guy from Avatar The Last Airbender.
Is he the Dracula or Foaming Mouth Guy?
Sentences that you've never heard before.
Let's get Foaming Mouth Guy in there.
Known
Kudos to
for
Rob.
one thing. It's Foaming Mouth Guy versus Britta Perry. Cheese rolling.
Cheese rolling? Is that like...
Cheese rolling. So there's a giant wheel of cheese rolling down a hill. Go get it. First one to reach the cheese gets to take the thing home. And it's like $2,000 worth of cheese, by the way.
Britta would not even participate in that because she'd be... So I don't know if you know her, TJ, but she's like the environmentalist of community. Like her whole bit thing is like she cares for like, you know, causes and stuff, but a lot of it's cosmetic and she doesn't... She kind of does it to seem like it's hard to explain. But like,
is she likely to fret if she breaks a nail? No.
No.
Okay.
If anything, she'd be like, "I'm against the system. I broke a nail."
Okay.
To use the modern vernacular, a lot of it is virtue signaling.
If she's going to be like that and probably won't even take part in the competition, then it's going to be Foaming Mouth Guy. No matter how much foam is in his mouth, he's still going to be cartoonishly flailing his way down a hill.
The Avatar's not there, so he has nobody to foam over.
Well, in that
Although
case,
he
just
might
normal
get
man.
excited enough after winning that he'd foam up and faint.
He's just an innocent man.
Foaming Mouth Guy versus Wacko Warner. Air hockey.
I guess Wacko, because I mean,
Yeah,
like,
I think
just
so. Like,
thinking how
Wacko's
quickly-
really got that manic energy.
He's got the reach
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah, and
Yes,
he's
stretchy.
he's surprisingly competent. You know,
Very
you can drop
competent.
the Animaniacs almost anywhere, and they'd be all right.
Yeah.
Quick and easy. I like that one.
Wacko Warner versus Funky Kong.
He may have met his match.
Sitting still.
Not a chance!
God damn it, Wacko! The one thing.
Funky Kong is stoic and
Fuck.
sunglasses. Wacko's
go.
sort of
And he falls asleep.
buzzing
Yes.
away there. He just grabs him by the neck and is like, stop.
Gwen, you've got Captain Frank Hollister from Red Dwarf, Lloyd Herdwick from Sheriff Hayseed, Mandy from The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, or John Madden from the NFL.
Okay, I forget Sheep Boy's name. What was his name again? Sorry.
Lloyd Herdwick.
Okay, we're going with Lloyd. I like Lloyd.
Have you seen Sheriff Hayseed, by the way?
I love it. I love it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've seen both of them.
Lloyd Herdwick versus Abu in a sing-along marathon.
I mean,
That's basically all the singing that Abu can do.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I was like trying to think of a loophole, but like Lloyd, he's like a nervous wreck, and like his voice would crack, but at least he could speak.
Lloyd Herdwick versus Eustace Bagg, identifying DVDs by mouthfeel.
How did you come up with that, Rob?
I actually, okay, this one this one came up. I remembered watching a game show for a while where contestants would issue this boast, right? That they could do something that's like completely wacky and insane. And the panelists would bet a certain amount of money, right? And this guy said, I can identify all of my DVDs with my tongue.
That is some Taskmaster level of just range.
Yeah.
But okay, so I'm gonna say I
How?
think
Like,
Lloyd.
well, like, you see how the top isn't fully flat. There's a slight texture there.
Oh.
And your mouth is extremely, like, sensitive.
You could
That's
probably
why
do-
babies, when they grab something, the first thing they do is put it against their mouth and like ngung ngung ngung, because they're getting a feel for what it is.
And even then, like
TJ's trying it.
the way like a logo is printed, you could like probably feel
Yeah.
which logo and I'm gonna say,
Time to get a
Lord.
Clorox wipe.
ugh.
Well,
I'm
apparently
gonna
I
say
don't
Lloyd.
need them. That one's got like a texture on it.
Interesting.
No, I mean a
I'm
Clorox wipe to get your saliva off.
Ugh. I'm gonna say Lloyd because like he's a bit of a weirdo. Like he's a little nervous wreck. But I
can
think
tell by
there's this-
taste. That one's very different.
But
You know
Just
what?
doesn't have a collection of anything. He just kind
I
of
don't-
watches whatever's on TV.
I don't think you
Exactly.
know what a DVD is. Could we trust
Dinosaur.
the sheep not to eat it? Not to just crunch through a DVD?
Yeah, he doesn't really do that.
Okay.
He's not a goat.
He's just a little boy.
But he's the next best thing.
All right.
Free will.
So sounds like Lloyd then. TJ, you've got Troy Barnes from Community, Chiyo Mihama from Azumanga Daioh, Waluigi from Super Mario, or President Thomas J. Whitmore from Independence Day.
Ditch, please.
Now you have Niddler from The Pirates of Darkwater, Robbie Rotten from Lazy Town, or Clarence Kick Batowski from Kick Batowski Suburban Daredevil.
Let's have Robbie Rotten.
Robbie Rotten versus Banjo and Kazooie. Folding clothing for display.
Robbie Rotten would fail that instantly. Cause,
Really?
have you seen him try to set traps and shit? It's
Have
just,
you
like,
seen
it
the
always-
way he's dressed?
Ah, damn it.
You
It's a
think
pretty
that
snappy
isn't-
outfit.
That isn't
I
wrinkled.
didn't.
That doesn't look anything like me.
I think his mom dresses him.
You know, that is a good reason. That might not be his work.
Everything else he does, I've ever seen him try to do, setting a trap, no, wait.
Would he have a
No,
machine that
wait.
would do it for him?
Now,
I was about to say, he does have disguises. What were we going to say, Rob?
do you know how Banjo's dressed?
Just overalls,
It's
yeah.
just a
shorts.
pair of shorts, isn't
Oh,
it?
shorts. Oh,
Just a
yeah.
pair of shorts and like a shark tooth necklace and a backpack. I guess in a way they both wear the backpack.
So let's just say that he's got the usual cartoon sort of setup where all of his clothes are just what he usually wears. So just lots of yellow shorts on coat hangers. How much skill is that going to be? It's just yellow shorts.
I
Got some
think
shorts right here.
Robbie.
So, like-
I'm gonna go back to Robbie. I think he has all the disguises. Like yeah. No, let's give it to him.
kinda-
Even if he does have a
and
machine
then-
for it, it would be.
He'd have to build the machine if he's going to use it in the contest.
I imagine he already has for display.
Battle of the Builders. It's Robbie Rotten versus Angus MacGyver. Make that Robbie Rotten versus Angus MacGyver versus Hubert J. Farnsworth versus Banjo and Kazooie in Monopoly. This is a 5-player game.
Okay.
Banjo and Kazooie are allowed to work together, and if either of them wins, then they both advance.
Robbie Rotten is pretty much the epitome of evil businessman. I imagine he would start off quite well, but immediately get foiled.
Yeah.
So
That's
he would
kinda
buy
how-
everything straight away. He's got all of the. It's very different for you and me. We're gonna have to go by colour because you got different streets on your Monopoly board. It's got all the blue ones. It's got hotels on them. Just nobody would land on them.
Banjo and Kazooie, they always like start off losing. The opening of the second game is the destruction of Banjo's house
So that fits
and
quite
the
well.
death of their friend Bottles. And they like they pull through. They're like consistent underdogs, and eventually they generally still win.
Hubert Farnsworth is asleep the entire time.
It's Professor. It's your turn. It's yep. Okay.
What?
I'll just roll for you.
MacGyver seems like the only one who'd be average at this, normal.
I don't know that he'd like really want to sit still that long. I think he seems
that's
very
cool.
active,
But then-
like always up and about.
But then you could say the same about Kazooie, although she does live in a bag.
At the start of she does, and at the start of Banjo-Kazooie, it's Banjo and Kazooie and Bottles and Mumbo Jumbo playing like poker. So we know that they can sit down and
Okay.
play tabletop games.
So Banjo and Kazooie don't have an advantage.
MacGyver
I mean,
is very smart. He'd be able to figure out a way of manipulating people into giving him his money for giving him lots of.
Yeah, I mean, because even if like he's an active guy, I would say if you're a spy, you have to be given a plan or something, right? So ultimately, you have to sit down for that.
Yeah, and in Monopoly, like a lot of times plans don't work because a lot of it is down to the roll of the dice. And I don't think he's very lucky.
He does end up in some strange situations, doesn't he?
He does get captured a lot. Yeah,
That's not very lucky. He might get
So,
kidnapped
I
halfway
think-
through the game.
I think that MacGyver is probably not a candidate for winning, but he might see, this villain over here and decide to try to like help
Take
the
him to the
heroes
cleaners.
as well.
To see
Yeah.
how well he's laying out all of his clothes.
MacGyver would probably be helping Banjo and Kazooie
Yeah.
throughout
I
the
think
game.
I'm happy to give it to Banjo and Kazooie.
All right, so then they get the steal and jump back
game.
into the game. TJ, you've got Owen from Total Drama, Chucky Finster from All Grown Up, Sheen Estevez from The Adventures of Jimmy Neutron, Boy Genius, or Agatha Trunchbull from Matilda.
Trunchbull. What a
Did
hulking
Matilda get
mass of a lady.
eliminated?
Oh,
Agatha Trunchbull versus Kevin French.
wasn't that she got beaten by Millennia?
Oh yeah, it was
Pain
pain
tolerance.
tolerance. Yep. Hopscotch.
I think Kevin would get that shit. He's a fun-loving guy, and it's just some silly shit he would do.
He probably has developed an algorithm for it.
Trunchbull,
Was it?
far too violent.
Yeah.
Just like grabs the pebble and just "Ah!"
It would
Doing.
it would go into orbit. Didn't she shot put a child into the sky?
Think she'll make the fence? Can be a close one.
Not shot put, but hammer throw.
Hammer throw.
I
Yeah.
could hear Kevin's voice just being like, "Yeah, but Agatha, I think that the correct way you should do this."
The Discord doesn't like that voice. You cut out a lot.
Very high pitched.
What you see, Agatha? I think this is the correct way to do this well.
Only dogs could hear that.
All right, Kevin French versus 4 well-fed tribbles. Installing a hardwood floor.
Again, he's a hard-working boy. All right, he pays all his bills despite Andy not doing so, and I don't know.
Despite being 17.
Despite being 17, dude, that kid, he knows some shit. So I'm gonna say Kevin.
On the other side here, we've got 4 tribbles trying to install a hardwood floor.
I don't think they're that intelligent.
They just multiply.
Yeah,
That's all they know how to do.
they know how to eat and they know how to multiply. Yeah, not a chance. Not a chance. Tribbles, 4 of them. Unless they are the floor, they're not going to be installing anything.
Kevin French versus Nigel and Marianne Thornberry in a game of jacks.
Kevin's still he's 17. He's still like kind of a little kid at heart. So I'm gonna say Kevin.
Although, Nigel is also still a little kid at heart.
He's an animal. That guy's not human. I would make that argument.
Might have bigger hands.
Smashing!
I don't know. I feel like he just get too excited. I feel like and just like messed it all up.
Not a good mix.
So you're thinking Kevin then?
I'm thinking Kevin.
Okay. So TJ, you're also thinking Kevin then?
Yeah,
Kevin French advances to the semifinal. We need another player. TJ, you have Dr. J. Robert Lucky from Kill Dr. Lucky, Jake Sisko from Star Trek Deep Space Nine, Killer Croc from Batman, or Hey Hey from Moana.
I want to get that chicken in. I, whilst looking for different clips, encountered Moana just in passing and found that chicken. And the chicken was just hilarious. It didn't get shot with an arrow, but an arrow landed between its legs. It was just standing there, just like that, and it just didn't flee. Nothing is going through that brain.
This chicken falls off the boat more than once. And you know who saves him from drowning? The sea itself.
The sea?
Like a wave comes up.
Okay.
Brilliant. I like this chicken already. And I know shit all
This
about
chicken
it.
is so dumb. The sea itself has to save him from drowning.
Yo, he's like a
And
chicken
he's up
Odie.
against Goombario. The contest is brain surgery. Goombario versus Millennia, Blade of Miquella, Prom Queen election. Oh man, there is like the sheer amount of internet thirst there is for Millennia.
Millennia.
No.
What's her name again? Millennia Queen of
Blade of Miquella.
Blade.
Yeah, spelled Malenia,
There it is.
and then the rest will probably just come up.
Goombario, right?
Yeah.
I just think it'd be really funny.
It would be.
It would be funny.
I like honestly. You know what? Like I don't know anything about the other girl, but Goombario, I just feel like he has enough gossip and everything to become like the mean girl at high school.
Oh,
And
no.
I think that would just get him in.
Oh
his
no,
place.
I don't like that image at all.
She's sort of like a Valkyrie. I think that'd work. Prom Queen, she'd
Alright.
scare everyone. Vote for me or I will crush you.
We all have short queens, though, right? You know.
Vote for me, or I'm going to stick this sword through you and then fling you into the next county.
Okay, fine. Don't stab me, please.
Although coercion is actually a disqualifying offense.
She wouldn't need to speak. She just gives you a look.
Oh yeah, that's
Okay.
Death Slayer. You know
All right,
the
so
stink
sounds like Millennia then?
Of course.
All right, Millennia Blade of Miquella versus Banjo and Kazooie. Caber tossing.
I know Banjo probably could. I mean, he's...
Does Kazooie have the power to spring a log that high?
Only when there's a spring jump pad underneath her.
Are we going to argue that they have the capability to do that there?
No.
In that
They
case,
do not have a spring jump pad. However, Millennia has one arm.
she'd do it. She'd still
She is
do it.
really strong, but like it's really difficult to like grab the thing and then push and then like get the thing up because you generally need two hands for that.
She'd still do it somehow. She may only have one
Somehow.
arm, but she'd make it work.
So TJ, you're voting for Millennia, Gwen?
Yeah, Millennia.
Millennia, Blade of Miquella versus Kevin French.
Oh no, no!
Bouquet arrangement.
Kevin's got that in the bag, baby. Oh, he's a boy of class. He's just like, this is most magnificent.
She can't be taken out like this.
Yeah.
She just lifted a log one-handed and threw it further than a bird and a bear.
Although
And
to be fair,
She
Banjo
gets
is a very
defeated by
small
flowers.
bear. Welcome
Yeah,
to
Kevin.
anyone's game. Kevin
Oh.
arranges his way into the final,
My mouth hurt.
and now over here to face Officer Benjamin Clawhauser is our returning champion Diddy Kong in Jenga.
Clawhauser, I don't know. I
think
feel like
they're-
he'd just get.
Both very excitable.
I imagine they'd both be fairly intense, you know, like really wanting to like make sure that they play right.
Clawhauser has the claw. Just
He does have claws,
out it goes.
but like that only extends his reach so much, and then he's got the fairly thick finger to worry about.
Yeah, but
Let's
he
be
wouldn't need
honest,
to.
As Clawhauser, have we seen him do anything competent before?
What does that mean?
There's a reason that he's like the front face of the department.
Yeah.
They have him sitting out front because he's like super friendly and super helpful to like everybody who comes in.
Are you familiar with Gazelle, greatest singer of our lifetime, Angel with Horns? Okay, hold on, keep watching. Who's that beside her? Who is it?
Wow, you are one hot dancer, Benjamin Clawhauser.
It's me! Did you think it was real? It looks so real. It's not. It's just a new app. Hold on a second.
He's competent socially, but I feel like Diddy, I don't know, like,
Much more agile, much more dexterous.
Monkey fingers.
The prehensile tail helps.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the claw would just make everything worse. It's like, you know.
I was thinking more a case of, like, you can get, like, a Jenga gun.
Nobody ever ends up actually playing Jenga with a pistol. It's just way too much fun to shoot at all the blocks.
So sounds like Diddy then.
Oh, yeah.
Diddy Kong versus Christine Kachansky. Endurance office chair spinning.
Oh, that's totally Kachansky. The reason I'm saying it could be Kachansky. They get very bored in Red Dwarf. However, it's a close finish with the monkey.
I think Diddy would he'd just, freaking go. Just woo!
Oh, she would be good, but I don't think she'd be able to beat a monkey.
Diddy Kong versus Lloyd Herdwick. Hot pepper eating.
Are we going to put this down to whether their real-life counterparts can handle...
No.
I will not ask Alexa then.
Diddy Kong in Super Smash Brothers has been shown to eat some of the spicy food items, like the super spicy curry, for instance. It does make your character breathe fire and run around in a panic. But,
it's a thing that he does.
And then if you walk over to another plate of super spicy curry and press the button, he eats that one too.
So he's an idiot, is what you're saying.
I think he'd be better equipped to deal with spice than Lloyd, because Lloyd is kind of whiny. Like when something major happens, Lloyd either faints or cries, basically.
Were you talking about me?
Diddy Kong versus Funky Kong. Winner goes to the final. It's darts.
I mean, that's swagger. I want to say Diddy because I feel like he's young, he can, do it. But then again, I mean, who's better at darts than cool guys, right?
Yeah, like most of the time when you see Diddy throwing stuff, it's fairly large things. A barrel, Dixie, a Pokeball, an item capsule.
Quite a few large things then. No precision, just brute force.
On the other hand, I could see Funky doing that.
Dude, I'm gonna buy him a drink so bad.
He looks like he would hang out in a bar, and they have darts.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go for it. Let's go for
All right,
Funky.
so sounds like Funky then. Funky Kong tosses his way into the final to face Kevin French. Now, the finale works a little bit differently. It's going to be the first player to take 2 wins becomes the champion. There are still a bunch of free-for-alls in the bucket. If someone wins a free-for-all, even if they've already been eliminated, they re-enter the game and become a finalist.
Remember that steal we had earlier? Could happen here.
Our first contest is inventorying a department store.
Oh, Kevin's got us in the bag, baby.
Yeah, Funky is very kind of like lackadaisical. He might be a decent mechanic, but that shop's a mess.
You ever try to get a smog check and that place has been cleaned in years?
That's someone else's job.
Next up, it's Kevin French and Millennia Blade of Miquella versus Funky Kong and Diddy Kong in a train heist.
Again, I'm going to say Kevin and what's her name? They got this in the bag.
What's the goal?
They have to catch up to a moving train.
Okay.
Board it.
Right.
Evade any law enforcement present or subdue them, and escape with as much loot as possible.
Again, I think it's Kevin. So Kevin would come up with the plan. Millennia, knowing the physical stuff, she can take care of that. I feel like they're a perfect duo.
And who is this against?
Okay. Funky and Diddy.
2 monkeys.
Kind of.
I'm gonna give it to the ones who can make a
Funky's a
plan
gorilla.
and not be obsessed with bananas.
Yes.
They just leave with all the bananas on the train.
Yeah.
Just this huge bag of bananas.
Yep.
Like, whoever thought that a train could contain so many bananas? All right, so Kevin and Millennia then.
Oh, yeah.
All right, then Kevin French becomes our new champion.
Yes!
But does he get the sweep? Yeah. The last contest here is a cosplay. Kevin is cosplaying as Millennia, and Funky is cosplaying as Diddy.
Kevin, remember there was an episode of Mission Hill where they did go to Comic-Con, and he did a pretty decent outfit, so you know what? I'm going to go with Kevin on this one. I think Kevin wins.
Yeah?
But the cosplay, it's a monkey cosplaying as a monkey.
He's too big, alright?
But it would be so accurate!
Funky is a gorilla.
No.
Funky is a gorilla, and Diddy is like a little... He's
proportions would still be correct.
No.
They're very differently shaped. But Funky could just swap his white shirt out for a red one with the stars on it, and swap his bandana out for the very long-billed red cap.
Minimal effort. Minimal effort.
Effort, but if you look like the person you're trying to cosplay as, all the better.
I mean, he could also tape like a fake tail to his back.
I've seen Kevin's accuracy and his attention to detail. He would win this one.
I'm going to say, give it to the monkeys.
I'm still saying Kevin French.
Then it's down to me to break the tie. I think that the crossplay aspect here may be a hurdle for Kevin, as well as the sheer elaborateness of the cosplay, so I'm gonna have to give this to Funky and Diddy. But that does make Kevin French still our champion. He will return next time. But first, before we wrap everything up, where can people find more of you? Gwen.
So I am Rome Cartoons on Twitter and Blue Sky. I am also Rome Cartoons here on YouTube. I don't really do much stuff on YouTube, just most time lapses. But I make comics. I make comics about life and about what it's like to be trans in the modern world. So yeah.
All right, and TJ.
Twitch.tv/TJ Pownell. You can see what I do. Mostly Pokemon, Phasmophobia, not as much. But yeah,
I just saw one go up recently.
I've got a fair few of them. I've done 41 separate streams of Phasmophobia. That's my most played game so far. But yeah, everything else can be found from there.
And if you liked this, want to see more, raspberrygrenade.games. If you have suggestions for characters or events you want to see included, that's also on that website. Just go over to the Anyone's Game page, scroll down a little bit, and you'll see some big buttons there. And you can find us occasionally on Twitter @RaspGrenade or on Patreon @RaspberryGrenade. Kevin French escaped with more treasure from a train heist and inventoried a department store better than Funky Kong. He also arranged flowers more appealingly than Millennia, Blade of McKella. He gathered more jacks than Nigel and Marianne Thornberry. He installed a hardwood floor more effectively than 4 Tribbles. And he played hopscotch better than Agatha Trenchbull. That's why Kevin from Mission Hill is our new champion. He will be back next time to face 31 new competitors and see if he can get another title, because this is still Anyone's Game.
Anyone's Game.
Anyone's Game is a production and trademark of Raspberry Grenade Games. Copyright 2024, all rights reserved.